Rage. An emotion as old as time itself. It allows us to push past our pain, our sorrow, our fear, and act in a singular purpose. No beast is more savage than man when possessed with power answerable to his rage. One man in the hamlet is the embodiment of rage, which is matched only with his ferocity in battle. He has been shackled his whole life, forced to fight and kill at the orders of his masters, to serve a master, to be a thrall in the service of another. His true name is unknown, but the people choose to call him the Goliath. Born a slave in a far-off land, the Goliath knows only of battle. After he was in chains, his masters branded and gelded him before sending him off to fight in the gladiatorial ring. It was here he would acquire the various scars that cover his body. To those around him, he looked more like a monster than a man. Wearing his helmet at all times and armed with twin cestises, he crushed, beat, and maimed his victims to the cheers and screams of the spectators. For each step he took caused the ground to quake, and those who crossed his path knew to fear his presence. The crowds feared him just the same, which unsurprisingly turned to hate, and made him despise them in turn. But his masters kept him around, for every champion needs a vile monster to vanquish. It wasn't until one fateful match that he would finally be free of the arena and let loose upon the world. The city was abuzz about the champion, a fair-haired and skillful warrior who was loved by the people. The Beastmasters brought out his opponent, the Goliath, to the shouts and jeers of the spectators. They unchained the Goliath, and the two began to battle, with the champion gracefully dodging the Goliath's heavy-handed strikes while attacking with his own trident. In a grand display of skill, the champion plunged his trident into the Goliath's heart, causing blood to spill out. With a loud thud, the Goliath fell to the ground, as the crowd cheered on in admiration of the champion. He walked up to his fallen foe and planted one foot on the Thrall as he continued to soak in the glory. But in his overconfidence, he had not checked to make sure his opponent was truly dead, as the Goliath was still alive. He grabbed the champion's leg in an iron grip and pulled him to the ground. He raised his other fist in the air and slammed down on the champion's face. A single scream was all that was heard, as the champion's head was smashed to a bloody pulp. The crowd fell silent, in shock for only a moment, before erupting in rage and demanding justice for their slain champion. The Beastmasters rushed in, trying to subdue the Goliath as he ran rampant, and the city would soon devolve into a riot. It's unknown if they succeeded in getting him back into his chains, or if he escaped the city and his masters. But somehow he made his way to the hamlet. Maybe his masters sent him away to avoid the wrath of the citizens. Or maybe he was able to break free from his enslavement and is now on the run. Certain town events indicate that he may have been sent here to repay a debt of some kind to our ancestral house. However it happened, he is here now, to do the one thing he knows how to do: kill. In combat, his brutality is on full display. He works best in the thick of the bloodshed, rushing into the fray and unleashing powerful, crippling blows, turning enemy after enemy into a corpse, allowing his targets to get a hit off only to turn back with a deadly counterattack. But while his body is durable, his mind is fragile, and it is easy to lose himself in the bloodlust. For should the Thrall feel his life in danger, he will become ferocious, lashing out at friend or foe and focus solely on his own survival. When not fighting, he was kept in isolation, and as such, he only knows how to care for himself. He will act in his own interests around the campfire, to the dismay of those around him. He may even choose an unlucky soul to take out some of his anger on. Should he be too much for his companions to handle, they can chain him up to ease their own mind at the cost of the Thrall's sanity. In some bizarre way, I understand his plight. Remember, he was enslaved his whole life, forced to fight and kill at his master's orders. I doubt he wanted this life, but people treated him like a monster, so he became one. But he was not the only monster in that Colosseum. Among the crowd, there lurked a creature that hides itself behind the guise of a beautiful young woman, until she drops her mirror, and her true form reveals itself.